coils in the mid game and that jump on him, then it's going to be, you know, Anti-Mage having great fun. But
well, that seems like Tundra has a little bit on a timer. Perhaps. Perhaps. Let's see how it plays out here in game one with our commentary team. It is over to OD Pixel and Jenkins.
I feel a prick in my joint.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, OG versus Tundra. Jenkins, what do you make of this? We're going to final pick Anti-Mage coming through from OG. How would you sort of rate this game as an Anti-Mage game?
This is like at least a 9.
Oh.
It's pretty solid. You got Anti-Mage versus Darks here. That's a classic counter lane for the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage versus Puck. Huge mana pool. If you can ever jump and stun the Puck, that's going to be a nice mana void target. And then Anti-Mage versus Wraith King. Pre-10 minutes, you can actually show up to fights, hit him a couple of times, and he's not getting the reincarnation off. Yeah, great Anti-Mage game, but I feel like we've said that a few times in the last few days of DPC, and it's not gone so well for the Anti-Mages.
Yeah, we'll see what
tough hero
Yuragi's going to be able to make of it this game here for OG. I mean, Tundra, you know, what is sort of the plan then against this Anti-Mage? Which sort of portions of this game is Anti-Mage going to be his most vulnerable against Tundra's lineup?
I think you can, if you're Tundra, you can run at the Anti-Mage early. That's always a thing. You know, you farm the Battle Fury on AM. You're this weak hero until you get 2 or 3 items. So that's always a timing. But I do think late game, Tundra also has an advantage as well. I don't know if you've seen the Darks here, like refresher build with 4 walls. Like you get 4 AM illusions.
Oh yeah, it's
maybe
terrifying.
Maybe even 5 because you're one-punching him as well a couple of times. Like it's Darks here late game right now feels like legitimately unbeatable, and I think that's why people are picking him. I don't think it's because of the Ags. I think the Ags just gets you through the game, and then you get to this late game with refresher, and almost no carry can stand toe-to-toe with the Darks here, especially if they're a traditional carry where their illusions are actually good, like an Anti-Mage's.
And of course, we're talking about on the side of Tundra having the Fada Razor come into play. What's sort of the theory of crafting behind having this hero as a support?
I kind of feel like with Tundra, they have just identified that Fada is a really versatile player, that he's good playing things that are maybe not so comfortable and just adapting. And it helps their draft to throw him on these heroes. I mean, I know that they can play the Razor as a 5, and it's going to static link. It'd probably do pretty well in the lane. But I think it is mostly just like, okay, Fada's capable of playing this stuff, and it really helps the draft. And 5 is like the lowest value position, so you can throw a hero into that role and be kind of okay with sacrificing them a little bit. It gives you better core matchups, which are worth not having a normal 5. That's at least my take on it. I would love to hear what their take is, although you probably never hear them give their real take on it because it is like part of their secret sauce.
Yeah.
They're the team that's like notorious for doing this.
I will eat the cheese.
I do certainly feel that looking at the heroes available, it's really going to be completely down to Puck, it seems, to be the hero that catches Yuragi when they do look to make moves towards the Anti-Mage, right? Other than sort of the Puck getting any sort of stun or lockdown on the Anti-Mage, it's just not going to really come from Tundra's heroes.
Yeah, there is a timing with skiter getting Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade, but that's like...
But you can react to that, right? You press E as an Anti-Mage.
You can.
It's pretty easy to circumvent that sort of initiation.
Yeah, he's more follow-up for the Puck.
Yeah.
At a point, they're both going to need to be at the fight in order to get kills. But, you know, at least you have a carry that does have a stun. It's not like you're playing some Medusa or something like that where it's just on 9. Like, he's going to have a little bit of help.
Well, so far,
courier has been killed.
Well, see that bottom, he's going to lose his courier. Tiger able to take that and step away. I think that Fada can do to chase. CS at the moment in the lanes. A little bit of a slower start on Tundra's side for the carry. As we can see so far, skiter just a few CS behind that of Yuragi on the other side of the map. Mid lane, a decent edge here from BZM. 19 for 4 against the 13 for 0. Coming out pretty much a full wave ahead of 9 so far. Which is this expected, or normally you would expect to see the Puck trading evenly?
I think the Puck would normally trade evenly, but you do often see this in matchups in general these days, is that like some melee hero like Void Spirit does really well, but the trade-off is HP. So
Yeah,
he's gonna have to make sure that he gets like one of these runes at 4 minutes, if not like 2 of them, maybe go back to get the bounty. So like this eventually does result. Like you can see he's just
he's
freely hitting the wave now
Yeah.
because of the early HP trades. So yeah, this happens.
Yeah.
You see it in side lanes too, where you've like a supposed winning matchup, not winning, but then you look at the other guy and it's like 10% HP.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it now.
You see BZM obviously wants to try and get the 4-minute rune here, and he'll be able to do so. Getting that water rune bottled up, controlling 9 with the Remnant.
Your king thanks me.
And 9, yeah, 9's gonna go for a bit of a poke there, but with the bottle charges, BZM will be fine. 9 at least able to secure himself that top water rune, keep him in the lane. So definitely pushing each other to the limits here. BZM definitely have to be the more careful as, 9's just constantly looking for the opportunity to jump in and burst in with the magic.
He might. This is going to be close.
It's going to be very close. That Resonant Pulse giving him some good amount of protection.
I don't know. Who wins this?
Neither of them really want to go for this. Another orb for 9 to throw out, but it would be blind. The Remnant? He's going to be alright. He's going to have the favourable position here. Of course, 9 able to step up and get that bounty in. And this will mean that, BZM's going to have to take the walk back to base there, not being able to claim his own bounty. So, 9 with some really good sort of oppression there, keeping BZM away from being able to pick up those runes. That's bottom. We see that first blood for Tiger. Able to run down far to get the poison stacked up. And of course, that poison stacking up much more of a threat to the Razor than the stolen damage is a threat back to the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely Shadow Demon is one of the better heroes versus Razor 5. You just imprison him and walk away if he links you. And as we just saw, you have all this magic damage from the stacks that, like, if you man up versus an SD, he's going to kill you. He'll get 5 stacks on you, and you're not living through that.
Where are the rest?
As we see now, both mids have got the 6 online, so definitely got to keep our eyes on the movements from these two, BZM and 9.
Radiant's middle tower is
And so far, other than that support kill down bottom, it's been pretty peaceful in the laning stage. No other deaths so far. 6-minute runes coming in. We'll see who's able to take control of the power rune. It's going to be spawning down bottom. Oh, sorry, top. No, 9 was able to pick up that regen. Maybe thinking about going for BZM. It's just the 2 of them, and there's a lot of protection for BZM. So unlikely they can really get the damage done. The silence into the orb back. That might be enough of a lockdown. It isn't. BZM still able to dissimulate up to the high ground as the silence wears off. He'll keep himself alive.
Great damage. Not exactly a pushing lineup on either side, though, at this point. So this 3-man mid.
Fada. Sort of baiting BZM in it. 9 is here. BZM, he's got enough power with the second step to burst through Fada. 9 still trying to hang around to maybe dive in for BZM, snaking under the tower, getting vision, so 9 knows where to chase over the wards. It dissimulates back up, BZM keeps himself under the tower. 9 won't be able to find him. Misha comes in, gets the bottle refilled. BZM will be able to stay alive, but we're seeing both teams a lot of focus around these 2 in the mid.
Yeah, really just the after effect of the 6-minute rune fight, because I don't think either side there's no catapults, no pushing ability on either side, so it's really just like
killing.
It's just killing,
yeah,
and it's just because 3 people were there mid on both sides for the power rune. That's it.
I'll see top 33. It's a beefy boy early on. He's got the Vanguard done 7 minutes in. And going for the Orchid, the Vanguard Orchid. So some 33-esque build up here.
Yeah, that's I've seen that build in pubs actually on Darks here. I don't know if it's 33 who started it, but it does seem like something he would start doing. It's kind of similar to the Enigma Orchid build. Skiter.
And they popped him the launch. Didn't go for a second round. Ahmad holding back on committing, and it looks like he's going to let Tiger go down. Knows that they don't quite have the damage to take Skiter out a second time. The Bug's slowly killing off Tiger, snaking. He's trying to find that final hit. Maybe with some good jukes, Tiger could actually stay alive here. He's into the trees. He's tangoing up. Skeeter's trying to hunt for him, snaking. Will be able to sweep through the tree line and catch him out. So they do bring him down. And then, of course, is that reincarnation put on cooldown for skiter. We'll see if OG can make any moves onto him whilst that's unavailable for the next few minutes.
Arguably a more important cooldown than your death timer, funny enough. But man, Amar, 3-3 build.
He loves to hold back on the arena point.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you're dealing with a Wraith King, so I suppose the idea is that while he has the ultimate up, you're probably not going to arena and kill him anyway. But now, of course, with the ultimate being down, you could actually get a kill on him. So I imagine that Amar will probably go for a point in the arena next, or at least hold the point as he usually does. And this Orchid build versus Anti-Mage, I feel like it's genuinely going to give him a really strong timing to kill AM. I mean, you do have the Bane Nightmare and the Shadow Demon in prison to protect from the Orchid. Oh, there's the ult being down.
Yeah, and here we have him on the hunt, trying to find skiter and take him down whilst the reincarnation's on cooldown. Jump in with the dissimulate, the burst, it's there.
Stupid. Brave, but
Quick move from OG to invade Tundra's jungle, and one that Tundra was not quite prepared for.
Yeah, great smoke, and it's cool that they go to like that jungle camp, knowing that with the ultimate being down, it's very unlikely that he's going to be playing somewhere more unsafe, such as like the camps right next to his safe lane tower. They go to the ones that are a little bit deeper in the jungle. Just really good read from OG there, like knowing that with that level of safety that he's feeling, that's where he will be farming.
Oh, 33 going for a bit of an attempt there. Yeah, identified that Yuragi was a little low on the mana. But indeed, as we see, the illusion's not burning maybe as much as he would hope, as Yuragi at the moment with the 1 point in the mana break skill, limiting the effectiveness of 33's illusions that he creates of them.
I do feel like you see that more and more these days in the Darkseer versus AM matchup, is that the Darkseer just uses wall to do this, to pressure. It's less so about like, oh, I'm gonna kill him here. It's more so about, when are you really going to effectively use walls? Level 8 Darkseer anyway. Like, you're just chilling, and this hero plays for like a level 11, level 12 timing. And this, I think, is just pressuring him off the tower so they can take it with the catapult. I don't think they're trying to get any kills here.
Radiant are scanning.
And TPs are coming in.
Dire's top tower.
OG's going to try and do something about this push from Tundra. They've got their eyes on 33, and they should have him here. They'll try and hide around the trees. Nice vacuum onto the three of them. But there's no stopping Yuragi closing in and picking up the kill for himself.
brave, but stupid.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky on Darkseer with that Vanguard, but, not that tanky.
Fada's sticking around. I get it. He wanted to finish off this tower. I mean, he's on his own. I think this is almost certainly going to cost him his life here. The three of OG more than happily able to sweep back over, finish off Fada, and if they want to, they'll be able to deny that tower as well. Yeah, Fada, I guess, yeah, he felt that he could push on his own and take that, but a very risky position for him to be in. He knew that OG was going to be very likely to sweep back over towards him.
Dude, Yuragi just got so much gold.
Yeah, he got both of those kills, right?
He got 2 kills and then the tower denied. So
that's the Battle Fury done pre-12 minutes. He's going to be very happy with that little move that Tundra made up to his half of the map.
Yeah, he's stoked.
Oh no, sorry, still a sword short. Okay, yeah, and not quite that, but he went for the treads.
If he didn't get the treads, he would have Battle Fury right now. But he wanted to play the lane against Darkseer.
Yeah,
goes for the treads. I think T-Gov was kind of right about the Razor maybe giving a false sense of security to some of the heroes in these lanes, where it's like, oh, we can do something. We have this Razor, and then he just kind of dies.
Dire's middle tower is under
once again, just using the illusion to harass, which
is keeping Yuragi on his toes. He doesn't want to necessarily stand in lane close to this, and maybe a bit concerned of what's coming from behind it.
Yeah, these are the little things that you need to do to win a matchup that is supposed to be a counter.
Yeah.
And you could see that 33, like, you don't get top net worth on a Darkseer against a counter without having played this matchup and theory crafted this matchup a lot. Like, top net worth as a Darkseer, super impressive versus Anti-Mage. You're not supposed to be like that. But once again, I do think that the timing with this Orchid build, this is going to be something that not many players know how to deal with. It's such a new build.
Yeah.
Like, Darkseer Orchid is pretty unprecedented.
Target unknown.
Until
the
recently.
arm likes to swing.
Okay, let's see. Did Amar has he skilled the ult yet? Yeah, he has. He's 4-4-0. Sometimes he even holds the point. Yeah, and he is not opting to build into the full armlet, so he wants to play for an earlier timing with the Blink Dagger or BKB, which fair. It's fair. He's got an Anti-Mage on his team. He's got a great 4-man. Void Spirit's having a good game. I think you can just run around and kill people with the Blink. 13-minute Orchid. Never before. He has beaten the record of literally never. Well done. So okay, they go for a smoke immediately, and this also answers the problem that you were talking about earlier, Owen, where
it's an extra bit of...
It's reliant entirely on the puck to do disable. Yeah. Now they have the Orchid on Dark.
They need this.
Can they actually get a kill with it? They are not running into anybody, although he is heading their way.
I mean, these two, between the silencers, the coil, and the mana burn of the illusions from the wall, these two can start, you know, they can
kill anyone. Yeah, I think so. I think so. But it just sniffed out by OG. Like, none of them were in this remotely dangerous position. Everybody's just chilling in the triangle, which means that Tundra is farming a lot more. Like, you can see the gold lead, even though it's 3-5. They have a 3K gold lead because OG's just not farming.
Yeah, I mean, the cores are close. The big difference really is in the supports, you can see, right? You know, Weaver.
He's farming the...
Snake King's pretty rich.
He's farming the bot lane, and nobody... You can see, like, nobody's sitting top lane on the side of OG farming that, because they don't really have a hero that wants to do that. It would be Void Spirit, but he doesn't have travels, so that's when you would normally do that on Void Spirit. He opted to go for the Yules, which I understand is to catch the puck, catch the Weaver, Darkseer as well. You can purge the Surge, so they need to start getting kills on OG because they don't have great farming heroes, and Tundra is just consuming the entire map. Like, the gold lead is just going to keep going up. It's going to hit 4K like in a moment from now, I'm sure. Like, they're farming so much. Any moment now.
Oh, Snay hiding in a nice little corner here. They did catch a bit of vision of him, and BZM pretty relentless here with the search. He won't quite find him. Snake King able to sneak past the whole squad. Maybe pick up a courier on the way around as well. Yuragi's not happy about that. Trying to get some revenge there for Amar's courier. But he's jumped into a bit of a trap. They have got protection here with the disruption coming out. As soon as the disruption comes to an end, though, there'll be a further silence. The illusion beating down upon him as well. It's enough. They bring down the two of them. Tiger and Yuragi taken out. As the rest of OG, they've got to back off. Up to the tier 2s. Amar's going for a TP out. They got anything to stop it? They don't. Amar able to make it away, but being baited almost there. You know, Snake King sort of teasing them up towards that point where Tundra was set up perfectly with the combo from the high ground. And OG and Yuragi in particular walked straight into it.
Yeah, that was nice, because if you're on OG's side, you feel like this is the sort of play that Weaver is making when he's being like a cheeky devil.
But he's got the backup.
He's got the backup. Yeah. But he looks like he's being cheeky. And then the Orchid forces out Taiga to use his Imprison in order to save. But that means that all of 9 spells are non-savable. He can just put down the coil, and whoever he coils is dead.
Oh, very good setup there from Tundra. They're going to be feeling pretty good, I feel, about the control of this game. As I say, the fact that, I mean, Snake King really is just gearing up to be another core.
Yeah, look, his farm. I mean, BZM's early game was
he's catching up to BZM.
He's catching up to BZM.
I mean, he's having a right game here, Snake King. And they're off again, Tundra. They know that they can find these kills. Especially so with skiter leading the charge with that blink armlet. He's ready to make the jump. We'll see if they find Yuragi again. That would be the big catch. Marcel for Tiger. Nearly catching Yuragi, though. Yuragi's got to be so careful around these heroes. We've seen it before. They will absolutely kill this Anti-Mage at this stage of the game.
I mean, there's a 6K gold deficit, so it's not like OG is farming well at all here. But with that being said, that is good positioning from Taiga there to be the one that like tanks the gang. If they were farming more of the map, that would be like a very crucial death and positioning from him, and it still is to a degree. But they would like to be like farming the bot jungle because of his positioning rather than their own jungle. But it kind of feels like he has to go in there and die. It's a bit desperate, but somebody has to do it. Yeah, they got to. I mean, I feel like OG just got to do something. Like,
I mean, they're going to be forced to here. Tundra starting off the action as they drop the coil down on Amisha. Quick kill on the Bane. The two cores of OG, BZM and Amar trying to run. 33 will drop the wall down. So if they've got anything else to close the gap onto Amar, they're diving into the tier 2 tower. The damage, it's done. Amar to fall. Tundra, they surround BZM. Starts the pullback of the vacuum. It's there. 3 more kills for Tundra, as they certainly seem to be a bit more awake than OG in this first series of the day. In this first game, OG's not getting much done at all, and Tundra, they're making all the moves.
Yeah, after laning, this just does not seem close. I think you're totally right. Like, it doesn't seem like OG's really making any moves, and my first thought whenever I see this is like, okay, maybe Yuragi is a lot more important for playing an early game type hero than we've realized with OG. Because a lot of the time you do just see Amar kind of sitting in the off lane and farming.
Farming a Satanic. Yeah. Players game and hit the creeps.
Yeah, because, you go late game, they say 1v5, and,
they don't mean 1v5 carry.
They don't mean, it's not carries. There's usually some supports thrown there to make it a little bit easier. Okay, OG now making a counterplay.
Let's see what they can do. They've lost Misha. They get the arena down. Spear combos well onto the Razor. They will be able to burst through Fada. And brought down the support. Let's see if they can get some cores off the back of this as well. Dream cores down onto the 2 of them. OG still being held underneath their tier 2 tower. See the jump forward. A buyback has come in from Misha skiter. He's in with a stun. He's ready to take down the Bane. A second death for Bane in this team fight. Round 2 for skiter as he's ready to come out of the reincarnation. Aegis still on 9, of course, so he's happy to play aggressive. OG, they're kind of just having to hide underneath that tower. They'll settle with what they got there. They were able to get both Fada and 33. At the cost of 3 lives themselves, of course, 2 of those being that of Misha. But a trade nonetheless.
Was that the first arena that we have seen in this game?
I believe so.
I think that was the first arena. Yeah, I really do feel like OG is capable of fighting more than what it looks like right now. And another spear.
That's a good spear. That should... he's able to get the wand and a Shikuchi off. Snaking has managed to sneak away with that final burst of mana.
A golden thread.
That's it is hard to like pressure into these tier 2s. You have this advantage if you're Tundra, and it feels kind of bad to not like pressure it and use the Aegis to get tier 2s, but like despite having a 7k gold lead, it is 21 minutes into the game. People are not that high level. People don't have that high of stats, so you fight into those tier 2s, all of a sudden your Wraith King, who seems incredibly tanky,
middle tower is under attack.
Just dies in a few shots from the tower, loses the ult, and all of a sudden the fight doesn't look so good for Tundra.
Oh. Yuragi now has been caught in the coil, into the silence. Defensive disruption coming out. Is anything else to follow up after? Just a vacuum. So Yuragi's still able to blink away. And we're seeing that as well. Do you like sort of this decision from Yuragi? I think a lot of scrubs like me would feel like, oh, there's a lot of silence. He needs the Manta, but of course he favors sort of the protection against the disable of like the coil, right? Going for that status resistance rather than the dispel.
You do also see this more and more these days. The Sanjin Yasha on Anti-Mage, and I think it is just an answer to the fact that he feels a little too slow for like the current meta. This lets him be a lot more of like a skirmish hero rather than at this point, rather than playing for like the Manta +1 item timing. But yeah, the status resistance is amazing versus the coil. You also have Wraith King, who's probably going to be blinking on Anti-Mage. Like, you're probably going to get disabled in this game. Like, they're going to catch you with a disable. So the status resistance is nice for that.
Oh, see Yuragi top.
And the raw HP. Like, he can survive the Wraith King stun.
Oh, isn't it that they found him still, though?
But not the Orchid, apparently. There's where the Manta would have come in handy.
Rise in my presence.
He was close to maybe getting 9, but even if he did, he still had that Aegis. We saw him trying to get that Mana Void out in the puck as 9 was completely out.
Yeah, to be honest, on like the Manta versus the Sanjin Yasha, I feel like it's one or the other is not that important in this game. It's just kind of almost like an arbitrary decision for him.
Tip's starting to come out from Fada. He's feeling pretty good about the game. I mean, understandably so. 23 minutes in, Tundra very much having the lead. They're going to have the coil drop down onto BZM. 9. He's going to have to follow up to simulate over to the side. He'll get away. See a bit of a dive in for Tiger, though. They're up onto the high ground. BZM trying to hold them off. Tiger, is he going to tick out? He is. They get the kill. Tiger not able to live.
That was cool, though. BZM did the coil break with the Yule Scepter, which is not easy to do. You have to know the exact range of coil. You can kind of estimate it with the Yule Scepter indicator, but it's a little bit bigger than that. So yeah, it's a hard trick to do, but he managed to pull it off. Yeah, OG just kind of defending their towers at this point. I feel like this is the right move from Tundra to just kind of walk away. It's like there are 4 heroes just sitting here. You can just go farm. And Roshan's going to be up relatively soon, like to the point where that's your next objective. You may as well just farm.
I might get a chance to go on skiter here. Oh, he's already out. Tiger not quite able to set up in time, and skiter's back over to the safety of Snake King, 9 and Fada. Snake King, as you can see, very close to having the Aghanims done.
He's farmed, man. He's really farmed. He's just the core.
I'll see him drop the arena. It is just for Fada, though. So just to support Death, bit of money for Yuragi nonetheless, and that magical number showing up for the gold that he gains.
Radiant are scanning.
He was very enthused about dying there for his team. Does have the Drums of Endurance on Razor. Very nice value little stat item. I feel like Tundra is the most... They're the team that picks up the drums the most. They seem to have some idea that this item is like super underrated. Which I think is definitely true if you're fighting and 5-manning a lot, which does tend to happen on this patch. Like, all of those heroes hitting with the extra attack speed is quite nice. And also, the Swiftness aura is super underrated for, like, running around the map as a team and just sweeping. You know, just killing OG if they show up to try to farm anything. And, like, what has Tundra been doing for the entire game? They've just been sweeping across the entire map, showing up to a tower, forcing OG there, and then just going somewhere else as a team. So with how Tundra plays, I can see why they always have drums on somebody. It's usually Snake King.
Illusion.
OG still making sure they're constantly surrounding Yuragi whilst he farms. Tundra ready to show in the mid. If they can make any sort of jump, they're going to drop the wall, start things off onto Yuragi. The punchback as well. Yuragi just gets destroyed. Not even a chance there for OG to react and bail him out of that one. As Yuragi goes down, Mishra as well. BZM having to jump back to base. He'll make it away with that second step, but we're seeing at this stage of the game, despite having the top net worth, Yuragi just gets destroyed immediately by the jump of Tundra. His Anti-Mage doesn't stand a chance.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
God, dude, I almost want to say that Darkseer counters Anti-Mage now.
Like, I mean, especially when it's in 33's hands. I mean, he's making this game very hard to play for Yuragi.
I've seen this more and more, and I think a lot of it is based on 33 because in the European region, like, he is a big trendsetter when it comes to the offlane and these weird builds, like him and Zai.
See them start action off onto skiter. So Reincarnation, he'll be back for a second round. We'll see if Tundra's able to pull a fight together against OG around this tier 2 tower. The grip comes out. Make him one of the 3. The arena's there. They have completely locked down skiter, so they'll take him out. They should be able to find 33 here as well. They do. OG, they'll get a solid fight under their wings here for the first time, taking out the 2 big cores and keeping everybody alive. Yuragi also able to pick up one of the kills off the back of it. Going for the BKB, of course, next after the Basher S&Y, making sure that he can commit and not feel threatened by this Darkseer.
Yeah, these tier 2 seem to be the bane of Tundra's existence right now, especially skiter. He's, you know, they're trying to advance on the map, and it's costing them.
Another quick catch here, OG. And catch. Vision of Snake King in the triangle, and another grab is made. 9 on the hunt in the trees, or maybe you're just preparing for something that's going to be coming in. There's 3 heroes around. Let's see if anyone's able to get a grab on him. Not at the moment, with the orb already out, 9 safe and away.
Did you see the trick where with the puck orb talent, the orb distance, you can orb TP to base and then catch the orb back?
Oh, because it's out that long.
It's out that long. Yeah, you can bottle refill with puck now if you get that talent. I think you have to spam it, and it's pretty close, but it's like 100% that you can do it. Fada has a BKB.
Bacon. Right, he has a BKB, but he doesn't have a TP.
No.
But with Bash in play, he wouldn't have had a chance anyway. Get in. I mean, this is sort of what, like the 4th kill back-to-back now that OG has been able to take off Tundra. So OG, despite being sort of the 10k or so behind, finding some good moves after a very tough early half of this game.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and it's not like OG doesn't have a hero that's in the top of net worth, right? Like a lot of the time when you see a gold lead like this, it looks much more desperate for the team that's at the deficit because they don't have a hero that they can win off the back of. But the way net worth scales in Dota is like each item improves the efficiency of the previous items, as we see. Taiga goes down to the normal punch. Like every item scales with the other items you have in your inventory, right? So a hero being this farmed, like a hero that has 3 items can probably take on 2 heroes that have 2 items. Like that's how these things scale, how stats scale in Dota. So having the top net worth hero, even though they're at a deficit, like OG can still definitely win off the back of Yuragi. If you're Tundra, you have to be super careful. It does mean that you can just focus Yuragi and you probably win the game. But if they waste their abilities and don't focus him, they can lose.
Here we go. Spearing onto 9. The grip comes out as well. They're locking down this poke, but he's able to break out in time. They jumped in the back line. Got the silence up onto Misha, so the grip came to an end. He's able to jump free. Able to take out a second. We see Yuragi trying to fight with his BKB, but the physical hits of skiter, they still hurt very much so. So Yuragi's having to run. They know exactly where he is. If they've got anything to catch him post-blink, the wall's been dropped down. The silence follow-up's there as well. They take him out after his BKB comes to an end. Tundra showing that they're still in charge at the moment of this game. They take out 3, now move towards the pit. This Roche will be theirs.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Yuragi that he blinks directly onto a ward, gets scouted. Snake King gets the bugs on him right as his BKB is about to end. And so once you have the bugs, you can just pretty easily chase the Anti-Mage through his blinks. And yeah, he goes down. So really nice warding from Tundra, just making sure that they're keeping the map covered. Their lead.
Radiant's bottom
going for a Bloodthorn on skiter.
And more silence and more damage. I mean, we are seeing the BKB. Once that comes to an end, Yuragi, if there's heroes still up on Tundra, there's going to be many different combinations of two heroes that only need to be alive to be able to kill the Anti-Mage at this stage. So despite still being as farmed as he is, still incredibly difficult fights for Yuragi to try and take against Tundra.
I'm fairly certain that if skiter just jumps on these backline supports, like if he can kill the SD,
yeah,
and probably he can kill both the SD and the Bane. I mean, you Bloodthorn one of them and you stun the other. I think that 33 can probably just solo kill Yuragi. I mean, it sounds crazy, but like I said, I've seen this more and more these days, where a Darkseer blinks in, he normal punches, he walls, all of a sudden he has a stronger version of the enemy carry fighting for him, and it just solos the enemy carry.
Got eyes on Yuragi. They're in, the silence, followed by the coil and the stun. Yuragi, he goes down. I mean, it's a bit of a greedy blink there, right? Farming that camp. He knows that they're sort of around the area, jumps into his jungle to keep hitting the creeps. Tundra, they chase him immediately. They've got so much gap close with the heroes they have, the blink daggers they've got. And Yuragi, he's out of the game for a full minute, no buyback on him. Tundra, of course, still with an Aegis. This could be a big time for Tundra to push high ground. Look at the jump, ball out, BKB's there from Amar. Turns with the arena, tries with the spear, the BKB for 33 and Fada there already out. There's going to be no lockdown offer by Amar. Amar has to TP back to base. Misha's going to get chased down by Fada. As Tundra, they're pushing OG back to the base.
is under
They're
attack.
up onto the high ground. They'll start looking towards this tier 3 and Barracks 9. He's still jumping around the backlines, playing with the supports. Skeeter's in the Ray Fire Blast out onto Tiger. Tiger's out of the game. Misha will buy back. Tiger has his available. But as I say, Uragi's still gone for 30. There's no carry for this defense.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Yeah, I think they probably just want to sack this Rax. I mean, if you buy back on Tiger right now and you go in for a fight, you probably just lose the game.
Dire's bottom
Do you want to look for some other opening? Tundra might keep pushing, though.
I think they're still going to feel pretty strong. I mean, they're 23k ahead right now. They know how big they are as a unit.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They do have a lot of unspent gold, though, so I don't...
Oh, 90's in. Straight away takes out Misha with the help of Skiter. Misha, of course, out of the game for good. 70 seconds down. Uragi's been leashed. He'll stand his ground against Skiter. Chasing him down. Skiter had to live a little longer here on this first life with the armor and the lifesteal. Brought him down once on the reincarnation. BZM's had to jump in for this Tiger, bailing him out momentarily with the disruption. Dissimulate out. BZM will be fine. Jumps straight over towards 9. Grabs him with the Revenant. Brings down the puck. Fada with the BKB. Chasing down Uragi. The blinks back up as Uragi's back to the fountain. It's another life for Skiter taken away. Blink in time. Dodging the God's Rebuke from Amar. They'll turn their attention towards Fada instead. The arena from Amar also able to catch out Snaking. Fada's proven to be a bit of a difficulty to take down. In fact, Tiger might die in his efforts. He does. Fada just turns back around, brings down Tiger. He should finally have his life come to an end here. Slowly but surely, Amar does eventually get him with the spear. 33 even thinking about poking back in on this great vacuum back into the wall. Amar, he's going to die to this. 33 just gets back in, gets the kill, and he gets out. As Tundra continuing to enjoy the brawling against OG in their base. I mean, the game will go on, and Tundra, of course, having their share of casualties as well. A bit of a gold boost in XP, as you can see for OG. But overall, even with that sort of numbers favoring the side of OG, it just feels hard to see how they're going to get anything more of that against Tundra. You know, that was sort of Tundra just clowning around for a bit of action, sticking around too long. And they still look like they're in the complete driver's seat of this game, Tundra.
Yeah, 33 just showing how powerful Darkseer is as a hero. He absolutely knows the limits that he can go back in there and solo kill 1v2. Because I think if Uragi tries to turn and fight there, and he's fighting his own illusion, that is a 120% damage illusion. It's stronger than him, and he's got 2 of them, potentially. So you're not fighting that. So 33 knows that. And the reason that this is going to look even worse for OG going forward is that, sure, there was a 21k gold lead there, but Fada was sitting on 3,000 gold. There was 5,000 gold on Skiter, which is now a full Bloodthorn. Yeah. Like, they were sitting on a ton of net worth that they just hadn't spent. They have a refresher orb on Fada now. So they have items now with that gold lead. It's not just nothing.
33. Gonna be able to find Misha. That's the Bane gone. Tundra, they're going to chase for more. Coil from 9. It's going to grab onto Uragi. Uragi, is he going to be able to live through this? The wall's down. He puts the BKB for the top. Oh, he doesn't even get the chance to blink out. The physical damage there. Mosquito and the illusion just tearing him apart. Uragi's out. He has got a buyback. I mean, Tundra, they'll be happy if he buys back because they're enjoying killing them off one by one. Fada's going to step up with the BKB. Time that for snaking. Gets Fada back on a full HP. As Fada's fine. Uragi's buyback, of course, coming out. But it's just about 3 of OG here. They can't do anything to push Tundra off the mid lane as Tundra take a second set of racks. They're up to the top lane.
Top tower is under attack.
That's 9. He's ready to play around with them. They get the first silencing onto BZM. And the silence immediately comes down from the Yule. A defensive nightmare comes into play, but he cannot get out in time. Beanscript holds back 33, but Uragi just can't walk through this. So the silence, the control is too much. As GG is called, Tundra, they win this game 1 in this sort of textbook Tundra style that the fans like to see.
Yeah, man, that was